Hey guys, welcome to my first episode of Let's Design City Skylines. I really wanted to do this series as a Let's Design to show you sort of the things that inspire me. I've been watching YouTubers playing City Skylines since it came out and I absolutely love the game, and I thought, well, I'm sure I could do this. So here it is, this is my series. I really hope you enjoy it. The first couple minutes was just a taster of what you can expect to see. So that is like the first 2 episodes. So if you leave any comments with any suggestions, which I'd really appreciate, then don't expect to see them in the next episode, but I may be able to implement them into the following one, episode 3. So here you can see I've just changed the overlay. I've gone for a bit of a richer colour. Now I want to start the city at the mouth of the river, so I'm going to start by putting in an intersection into the motorway. Now the first couple of episodes probably are going to outline what the city is going to look like, but they won't be the final cuts and the final roads. So if there's things that you see that you don't like the look of, or you think I'm doing a bad job of, please be patient. It's sort of something I'm doing on the fly. I'm not going to be planning the city too much. It's just going to flow, hopefully, and look like a natural city. So here I am. I've just put in a highway connection with an avenue above it. So that's what I'm going to use to connect to the city. I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably change that at some point.
It's not that they don't like graffiti. It's that they don't like something they can't control.
So I started off by mapping out the first neighbourhood in the city. Now I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go for. I just knew I didn't want a grid type pattern, because I don't really feel like it's something that is very natural. I mean, I live in the UK and we don't get a lot of grid type neighbourhoods in my area. So I wanted something that was sort of quite organic but was still quite efficient for space. Now I put an avenue in so that the traffic had somewhere to go and so it didn't get too congested, because this will be on the outskirts of the city when the city is built. So I didn't want it being too congested. So I put some soundproofing down the sides of the highways, just as I didn't really realise how close I was building to the sides of the highways, so now the residents are probably going to be angry about that, so I thought I'd put down some soundproofing. That should minimise the noise. I may even move this neighbourhood back slightly when it comes to the final city. I just wanted to hook up the water supply so that the town could have some water. I put down the power for the water and then thought, well, I don't really want to pump any sewage into the sea. So I thought I'd use some of the modular sewage assets. I have got quite a lot of assets installed on my game, so you'll probably see me scrolling through them quite a lot. There are so many that it does make my computer quite slow. It does take me about 15 minutes to load the game and then an extra 10 minutes to load into each save. So I don't really suggest you have any more assets than you need, but if you're anything like me or some of the other YouTubers, and you just sort of get addicted to all the little details. So as you'll see, I'm going to detail this water plant quite a lot, and it's something that I'd like to show because I want to show you an example of what I plan to do for the rest of the city. I have tried to edit out quite a lot of the scrolling through the assets, so this is quite a heavily edited video, and it is also a time-lapse because this is a couple of hours worth of footage. Something that's quite new on the Steam Workshop is this paintbrush tool for cement, which is really good to use. If you use it too close to normal roads though, it does sort of mess up the pavement slightly, so that's the only thing I'd warn, but you can undo it and it's quite easy. It's just left mouse button to apply it, and it's just right mouse button to take it off. I'm also using this pipe asset, which is again got quite a few little extra parts to it, and you can create the look of a pipe system. So I've used it in this case for like a cooling pipe system, and I hope it looks like it's quite natural. I will be adding a little bit more in later. Now, as I'm sort of doing this on the fly, I haven't really thought of the design I'm going for. So I'm planning on probably changing it slightly in the future. I was quite happy with the way it looked in the end. So I decided to do a road going down to the water plant, and I wanted to sort of style it on a British country road. So I've put it against the trees, and I'm going to put trees on the other side as well, so it's like a country lane. And I decided to put these areas into districts. I've called the water treatment plant Umber Water, and I've called the rural area Umber Meadows. I'm not really sure what I want to call the city, and let me know what you think if you've got any good ideas, and then I'll probably base some of the districts around that name as well. So here again is a few extra little bits of the pipe system, and just connecting everything up to make sure it looks like it should be there and that everything's quite natural. I'm using some assets which you can just plop anywhere, so that helps to make it look sort of spread out. Now, I did spend quite a lot of time on this, considering it is just a water plant, but it is something that I shouldn't really need to go back to and do anything extra. But it depends how it develops really. If I see that the city is developing to get bigger, I may need to expand it. I'm not really sure how much sewage this is gonna take with the setup I've got on it at the moment. So I may need to go slightly bigger, but I'm not planning on doing much extra down in this area other than some fields for farmers. So I've put this little area in front of the water department offices, and I've just added in a little fire station, a police station, a rural police station, and I'm probably going to move the recycling centre into there in a minute. And I've put this Costa outside the front because I thought, well, if any of the employees have partners who aren't allowed in the water treatment plant area, they can go have a coffee while they're waiting for their partners to come out or their family to come out of work, and then they can drive them home if they don't have a car. I should probably put a bus route down here as well at some point, because it is going to be quite hard to access. So I just wanted to prettify this area up a little bit, and I've put a sign in there that says restricted access, personnel only, because it's not something that you'd want visitors going to have a look at. It's quite an important part of the city, the water treatment centre, so in real life you wouldn't really have many people going down there other than if they have business there or if they work there. So it's not really like a restricted access area, but it's something that you wouldn't expect visitors to go to. and then I've just placed all these trees around the sides of the power lines, but not through the underneath the power lines. I thought I'd do it like that because you'd expect that there would be a little bit of room underneath the power lines for maintenance and for vans if vans needed to go up to the pylons or anything. So I just wanted to keep it a little bit real. I just wanted to tidy the area up really and just finish it off so it didn't look unfinished on the edges and around the corners. Can't imagine a water treatment centre would have a lot of decoration or anything, but they'd probably make it look quite tidy. I've put the water pumps against a seawall, and that worked really well actually. When I first did it, they sort of indented into the wall, but they sat quite nicely on it the second time round. So that's something I was really quite pleased with. I watch quite a few YouTubers. I watch Strict Toaster, Fluxtrance, Silverit and Corrales are the main ones that I watch. And I've been watching Fresh Popcorn actually, which is funny because I've been talking about doing this for a while, and Fresh Popcorn sort of come out of nowhere and done really, really well. So I've been really pleased with how that's worked out. So I really hope that I can do something similar with my channel. I'm planning to do EVE Online videos, which is like a space MMO, and I'm also planning on doing a lot of Skylines. I'd really like to keep up a series. So let me know what you think, guys. I'd really appreciate it. This is one of the first times I've really worked hard on beautifying a city. It's not something that I normally do, and I'm not really sure why I don't normally do it. But I really think it gives it the edge, it gives the city the edge, and it's something that I always watch the YouTubers and aspire to get my city looking like that, but it's something that I just never really managed to do. So this is in a way a slight challenge for me, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really enjoying recording and thinking more about how I'm going to record it to make it interesting. So after I'd finished that, I decided to put in the power for the residents of the main little town that we first started in the episode. And I did solar panels because I sort of forgot about the nighttime, that doesn't really work. I've got nighttime disabled on this gameplay video, but I've enabled it again for the other one, just because I don't think it's actually that good for when you're recording, but it's good for like the cinematic shots afterwards. So after I'd put in the power cables, I decided to do some beautification around the schools. So the first school is the elementary school, and I just wanted to fence it in and try to make it look a bit more established in its neighbourhood. And I thought it'd probably have a playing field next to it, so it's got quite a large fielded area that is going to be fenced in. And the soccer or football pitch that I've got there, I do actually take out in the end, because it didn't really look right in this area. I'm not being overly perfect with these fences. I don't think you'll really notice once all the trees are in and everything that they're slightly crooked. So yeah, I didn't spend too much time worrying about that. Plus my time-lapse software only goes up to 10 times the speed, so it can get quite boring watching me putting up fences the whole time. So I tried to keep it quite quick. Now I decided on that avenue that I'd take off the trees, because they were sort of blocking the view of the nice trees that I put on the sidewalk. And then I just put a little bit of concrete outside the back of the school to put some picnic tables on, which I thought is quite a normal thing to see in elementary schools, or secondary schools as we call them here in the UK. and then I just decided to leave the rest as grass. It might be something that I do later on, or if a new asset comes out that fits the theme really well. But I thought, well, you don't really need a lot of extra in the elementary school. It's not the same as like a primary school where you'd have swings or anything like that. So I just thought I'd leave it simple. Now, I'd had the simulation on play for the entire time that I was doing that and didn't really realise how bad the criminal behaviour was in the town, so decided I'd put down a police station next. So I put down a police station, and I wanted to again make it look like part of the community, as the police station is quite an important place, I guess. So I put down a few walls around the sides, put in a few ploppable police cars and some flower beds just to finish it off and sort of make it look like an established police station. I think it's little things like this, little details, that finish off your city and make all the difference. So I put in some trees and some little one-way arrows to show the way out of the car park, and a few more flower beds, and then some little gates just to finish it off and make it look a little bit more menacing. And there's the police station. I put down a little bit of commercial next to it, but the commercial right next to the police station kept clipping through the wall, so I sort of deleted it and then it came back again, so I just moved it one space over to the right so that it didn't clip into the wall, and then decided to put some little walkways down there so it was a shortcut for people to get to the shops. And in keeping with the theme, I just wanted to put down some trees and some bushes to finish off the area and make it look as if it's always been there. I think it's little touches like putting these in and seeing the people walking around and using them that makes all the difference in the city. So I think I'm going to leave it there, guys, for this episode. It's been around 20 minutes. I'll just give you a few highlights so you can see what it looks like so far. But in the next episode, I'm going to be doing a bit more on that industrial zone, and then I'm going to start on some harbour area and the city itself, and starting to get a bit more of the shape of what the city's going to look like. So I really hope that you tune in for the next episode, and thank you so much for watching. So if you have any comments, please put them down below, and I'll obviously read them all and answer as many as I can. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I really appreciate it, guys. See you again soon. Bye.